What's up, Vol Nation? This is Frank, House of Orange Sports Channel, coming at you. Some of my favorite baseball, to be honest with you, is midweek baseball because you get some exciting stuff in them. Sometimes you get the 29-4, like you had a couple weeks ago, Tennessee against UNC Asheville. You get last week 7-5. Tonight you get 22-9 on this. These midweek games, man, they get underestimated a lot of times. Sometimes you get some boring, some pretty boring games, but a lot of the times these midweek games are pretty exciting because a lot of them are very regional based. So you kind of get that chip on the shoulder. You kind of get those teams fired up. You know, if you played a midweek game, say Tennessee versus Pepperdine, I don't know that you get the same intensity you get as a Tennessee playing, say, ETSU, for example. But Radford, not too far from Tennessee, and Radford, man, they made this interesting early, but Tennessee's bats come through. Tennessee ends up run rolling Radford, 22-9. This was a fun game tonight. It was an exciting game to take out of. Make sure you hit that like, that share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. 29 subscribers from 3,000. This has been a slow process this year, to be honest with you. I get it. I get why. It's just that time. Portal, rumors, transfers, recruiting draws more than just actual game stuff, and we're into actual game scenarios right now. But we're rolling forth. We're putting in the work right now. NCAA tournament is on the horizon for the men and the women for basketball. Baseball, just 3 weeks in, on the road to SEC play in 2 weeks. But Tennessee tonight, 3 grand slams on the night. And the record for a single season is 12 by Arizona State. This Tennessee team is on pace to absolutely smoke that one. And I did not catch how many it's either 6 or 7 for the season for this team right now. 3 tonight, Reese Chapman, Andrew Fisher, and then Blake Grimmer walks it off with the grand slam, makes it 22-9 tonight. Is this, I've not seen reactions on social media because people like to overreact. But if you're overreacting tonight to a midweek game, don't do it. Go back last year when I think it was Lipscomb beat Tennessee, and see what my reaction was to that game when it happened. Let me just I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to get that exact game accurate for you here as we talk about it. But these things happen. If you listen to old Frank talk some baseball, you'll know college baseball. Look tonight, Florida went to Central Florida. Last I saw, they were down numerous runs. LSU was losing to North Dakota State. It happens. It's college baseball. It's by no means anywhere close to like college football or even college basketball. Yeah, you can get big upsets in college basketball. You rarely ever see these type upsets in college football, though. While I'm pulling it up here, I'm close. It was Lipscomb. April 30th of last year, Tennessee lost to Lipscomb 9-6. And that was a few weeks before the end of the season. People were freaking out like, what's going on? It's college baseball. It is college baseball. It's why I love college baseball, because on any given night, the mid-major team can knock off the big team. Radford brought it tonight. They brought it tonight. But Radford, here's the difference between Radford and Tennessee. Radford had gotten into looking at their pitching. Last I known, they had thrown 8 They actually went to 9 pitchers tonight. Here's the difference between Radford and Tennessee as far as pitching goes. Tennessee is throwing their midweek crew tonight. Radford's crew is not going to be able to hold a candle to what Tennessee's can. And if Radford's going 9 deep, this Tennessee lineup is going to eventually get to them. And again, fun game. Tennessee self-inflicted 3 errors on the night. Looking at them as well. All 3 went to Dean Curley. I'm telling you, their infield they play, it might be their best hitting lineup, but they do sacrifice some defense for it. And you got to draw a line with it. Curley is not the best shortstop on this roster. It's very easily Ariel Antigua. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts about it. In the 6th inning, they pulled Chris Newstrom and went to Ariel Antigua at shortstop, moved Curley to 3rd. Keelan stayed at 2nd. Andrew Fisher shifted over to 1st. Levi Clark went to left field. You had to make a move somewhere there, and that was definitely for defensive purposes. And at that point in time, the score was 10-9. And in that inning, Hunter Ensley, the captain, had another one. He crashed into the wall. Out number 3, he come up in the bottom of that inning, 2 outs, line drive to one to left field, went to the wall. Dean Curley scored. Big inning for Ensley, and Tennessee never looked back at that point. Radford never scored a run, and a part of that is because Tennessee went to Dylan Lloyd. You went to one of your weekend guys. Nick Abraham started, went 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. His ERA is at 9. Michael Sherman relieved him, 2 1/3, 2 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned, 5 strikeouts. So he got a little bit of a raw deal on it because of the fielding behind him. Austin Hundley, 1 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned, 3 runs, all were earned, 1 walk, 1 K. Not very effective tonight. His ERA ballooned up to 7.36, but then they pulled Austin Hundley with 2 outs. At that point, this was in the 4th inning, and then, in the 5th inning, and then Dylan Lloyd come in and finished it. 2 1/3, no hits, 4 Ks, 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts, 26 pitches, 19 strikes. Dylan Lloyd, that's why we talked about getting A.J. Russell, Dylan Lloyd, Tegan Coons healthy. Those 3 guys are vital parts of this pitching staff. I'm not a believer, some of these guys, Abraham, potential. I would like to see more we're throwing Nick Abraham a lot. I would like to see more Braden Krenzel with it, to be honest with you. Braden Krenzel, to me, each time we've seen him, has been impressive. Hundley is what he is. He's a midweek guy. They talked about him in preseason. He and Nick Abraham on the last day of the Pizza Series threw a lot of innings. I know they're trying to see them. These guys are not difference makers in it. I'm going to call it like I see it. It does not mean they're not good pitchers, all right? But when we get into the weekends, that's not guys I expect to see on the everything went off stage here. I apologize on that one. But this Tennessee team tonight, too, they hit 3 grand slams on the way. Curley 1 for 2. Keelan 2 for 4. He's red hot right now. Ensley 1 for 3. Fisher 2 for 3. 5 RBIs. Had a big night. He's starting to get going. Levi Clark 3 for 4. Reese Chapman 2 for 4. Another grand slam for him. Stone Lawless 2 for 4. Cannon Peoples 0 for 3. Chris Newstrom 1 for 2. And then some of your backups. Colby Backus did have a walk. He had an RBI, a run scored. Blake Grimmer 1 for 1 with the grand slam on the night. let's see, Hunter High, he walked, scored a run. Ariel Antigua 1 for 2. He did strike out once, but as I go down through these lineups, all these averages are good. And I've been pretty happy with what Cannon Peebles has done, but his average is 243. Stone Loss is hitting 391. That's going to get interesting. I've said this for a while. If Cannon Peebles gets to a point he doesn't produce, he'll be out. He's going to be out. I'm just telling you on that one. 243 ain't it right now. But he's had some home runs. He's been productive. Can he get that bat going? The rest of these averages outside of Bacchus, if you look down through Hunter High, is 250, but the rest of them are 333 or above. Andrew Fisher went from 200s up to 333. Like I said, I talked about the pitching earlier. This lineup can hit, man. And we're seeing now, it'll change a little bit tomorrow night. They do play Xavier tomorrow night, midweek. I would expect you're going to get A.J. Russell to start. And then, of course, your guys who pitch tonight, you won't see tomorrow night, but you'll probably see more of your JUCO arms, maybe a Luke Payne, maybe a Braden Sharp as well along the way. I think that's where you go tomorrow night. But again, you cannot take any game on any night for granted in college baseball because you can get beat. We see it every week. We see it every midweek. We see it every weekend. That's the beauty of college baseball. You never know what will happen on that one. But I'm going to wrap up on that one. Make sure you hit that like, that share, that subscribe. Tennessee baseball moves to, on the season, they go to 12-0. They should, by the end of this weekend, be at 16-0. Xavier tomorrow night. And then St. Bonaventure this weekend. I fully expect 16-0. I fully expect they'll go into SEC play in less than 2 weeks against Florida, undefeated on it. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description for the channel memberships. I'm going to try to get more membership posts going along the way that will be exclusive to members. Channel Patreon, as little as $1 a month goes to help the channel. Or if you want to say thanks, bottom right-hand corner, super thanks. They're always appreciated, guys. Cannot stress again, a lot of work goes into this along the way, especially when you carry a full-time job and you try to do this on the side. A lot goes into it. But Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Have a great evening. Go Vols.